I said he sexualizes me too much. Now he hasn't initiated anything for 6 months and I'm the bad guy? At first, I felt relieved. No more getting groped while doing dishes. No more feeling his excitement every time we hugged. Finally, I could just exist, without everything being sexual. But by week 2, something felt wrong. Austin walked past me in the kitchen and just said, "Excuse me," instead of his usual waist squeeze. We felt like roommates. When I brought it up, he was devastatingly logical. "You said my physical responses were disgusting. I don't want to make you uncomfortable again." I tried explaining that wasn't what I meant, but he just shrugged. "It happens naturally when I'm close to you. Since I can't control it, I'm avoiding situations where it might happen." The worst part? He sounded so reasonable, like he genuinely thought this through and decided this was the only solution to my complaint. "So you're punishing me forever?" I asked, after he declined movie cuddles again. "I'm not punishing you," he said without looking at me. "I'm respecting your boundaries." 3 months in, I was going insane. I missed feeling desired. I'd dress up hoping for compliments, but he'd just say I looked nice in the same tone he'd comment on weather. The irony hit me hard. I'd complained about feeling sexualized, and now I felt completely desexualized. I started testing him, wore his favorite red dress to dinner, walked around in just his t-shirt after showers, even accidentally brushed against him while reaching for things. Nothing. It was like touching a polite stranger who was trying to be accommodating. Our friends started noticing too. At Sarah's birthday party, Austin barely put his arm around me for photos. Before, he couldn't keep his hands off me at social events. Now he stood next to me like we were coworkers posing for a company picture. "You two okay?" Sarah asked when Austin went to get drinks. "You seem distant lately." I wanted to scream. "How do you explain that you broke your husband's desire for you and now desperately want it back? That you'd become the architect of your own romantic destruction?" Month 4 brought new torture. Austin started working out more, coming home all muscled and sweaty from the gym. Before, he'd have shown off, flexed a little, used any excuse to get me worked up. Now he just showered quietly and went to bed early. I caught him on his phone more often, smiling at the screen. When I'd ask what was funny, he'd just say, "Work stuff," and put it away. Before, he used to show me every stupid meme, every funny video. We used to laugh together constantly about the dumbest things. The conversations became surface-level pleasantries. "How was your day?" "Fine." "Yours?" "Good." Then silence while we ate dinner like strangers sharing a table at a restaurant. I tried initiating intimacy myself, but Austin would respond just enough to not completely reject me, then pull back before things could get heated. It was like he was keeping himself on a tight leash, and I hated every second of it. By month 5, Austin went on a work trip. When he came back, something had shifted. Not just distant politeness, but something else. Like he'd figured something out during those 6 days away. There was this settled quality to him, like he'd made peace with something I didn't understand yet. I tried welcoming him home the old way. Excited hugs, kisses, telling him how much I'd missed him, but he responded like I was a friend being overly affectionate. Polite, but visibly uncomfortable with the physical contact. That's when real panic set in. What if this was permanent? What if I'd actually broken something fundamental that couldn't be fixed? What if Austin had finally realized he was happier without all the drama I'd been putting him through? 2 weeks later, I was folding laundry when I found a business card in his jeans pocket. "Emma Martinez, personal trainer." My blood went cold. Since when did Austin need a personal trainer? He'd never mentioned wanting one before. I looked her up on Instagram. 24 years old, perfect abs, posting workout videos in sports bras that left nothing to the imagination. Her recent stories showed her at the gym with various clients, and there was Austin in the background of one video, spotting her during bench press. The comments on her posts were filled with fire emojis and men calling her gorgeous. My husband was one of them. He'd liked every single photo going back 3 months. Then came the bomb. "Kendra," Austin said over dinner that night, setting down his fork with that serious expression I'd learned to dread. "I don't think we're sexually compatible anymore. Maybe we should consider separating." I choked on my food. Where is this coming from? I can't live in a marriage where my wife finds my desire for her disgusting. It's not fair to either of us to keep pretending this can work. "That's not what I meant," I protested. But even as I said it, I knew it was too late. "I know," he said sadly, and for the first time in months, I heard real emotion in his voice. "But it's what happened anyway."